Howdy, folks, and a warm welcome back. Hope you can settle in with us for a spell right here in Overton County, Tennessee. We're your neighbors, fellow travelers on this mindful path. And, well, like many folks who've walked this earth, we hold a deep respect for nature's gifts.
Especially this here cannabis, when it's used with intention. It's sacred medicine.
That's the heart of it. Today, we're fixing to do a deep dive into some real interesting territory.
Yeah, we're looking at how that ancient practice meditation might just intertwine with the, let's say, thoughtful use of marijuana.
Right. We've been studying up on this piece from Medical Marijuana Facts. It's called The Benefits of Combining Marijuana and Meditation.
And for you listening, our mission here really is to unpack what they're saying, what might happen when these two powerful practices come together.
We're talking about the potential for maybe a richer inner world, a way to enhance your mental, your emotional well-being by considering this herb in your meditation.
The source we're looking at, it suggests this ain't just, a casual thing. It talks about potentially profound experiences.
Profound how?
Well, like experiences that go beyond the surface level, going deeper, offering insights, maybe a stronger connection to right now, the present moment. Stuff that might usually be a bit harder to grasp.
But now it's mighty important to remember this ain't about just jumping in blind.
Oh, absolutely not. The piece itself, it guides us toward being mindful. Respect, awareness. Those are key when you're thinking about anything that shifts your state of mind.
Couldn't agree more. So let's start digging in. How about we look at how this combination might affect your focus, your mindfulness?
Okay, yeah. The source points out that putting them together, marijuana and meditation, it could lead to what they call heightened mindfulness and focus.
Heightened focus.
Right. And what's interesting to think about is how those kind of subtle shifts in perception you might get from cannabis, how they might let you settle more fully into right now.
Like turning up the volume on your awareness?
Yeah, kind of. Turning up the dial on your awareness of what's around you, what's inside you.
It makes me think of when the lake's real still, and you can see clean down to the bottom.
That's a good way to put it. This article, it suggests that the relaxing side of marijuana can help quiet some of that inner chatter.
Lord knows we all got that chatter.
We do. Those scattered thoughts that make it tough to be really present when you're trying to meditate. So the source mentions it might make it easier to let go of distractions, to kind of center your attention.
Think of your mind like a busy highway. Maybe cannabis acts like, a temporary traffic light, slowing things down so you can focus on just one lane, your breath, or whatever your focus point is.
That's a good picture of it. And for you out there, maybe looking to learn quick but not get overwhelmed, this sounds like it could be a more direct route, possibly, to a focused meditation. Help you soak up the benefits quicker.
Okay, makes sense. Now let's shift gears to something else. Something most of us could use a little help with, I reckon. Stress. Anxiety.
Oh yeah, big ones. Looking at our overall well-being, the source kind of frames this combination, marijuana and meditation, as a potentially powerful tool for managing those common struggles.
A tool, huh? How so?
Well, it actually talks about four mechanisms that this synergy might work.
All right, lay 'em on us.
First one is enhanced relaxation. So, you know how cannabis can sometimes ease tension in your body, your mind?
Sure.
Well, couple that with the deliberate calming of meditation. The idea is you might reach a deeper state of relaxation than with either one by itself.
Deeper relaxation. Got it. What's next?
Second, reduced racing thoughts. You hear folks talk about that a lot.
Oh, yeah, the hamster wheel.
Yeah, exactly. Some people find cannabis helps slow that down, makes it easier to just observe your thoughts during meditation instead of getting swept away by them.
Amen to that. A quieter mind feels like a blessing, truly.
It really does. Third point is lowered cortisol levels. Now, the source doesn't dive super deep into the science here.
Okay.
But we know cortisol is that key stress hormone, right?
Right.
So the suggestion is the combined effect here might help regulate that system, promote a more balanced emotional state.
Interesting. And the last one.
And finally, number 4 is improved sleep. Makes sense, really. If you're addressing that underlying stress, promoting relaxation, well, that could naturally lead to more restful sleep.
Sounds like a real balm for the soul, all right? Hitting it from different angles. So this talk of relaxation leads us to something deeper, right? That inner peace folks seek.
It does. It brings us right to this idea of deeper relaxation and inner peace. The source suggests that when you integrate marijuana with meditation, it can foster a truly profound sense of tranquility, Harmony.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like
that's
that.
right.
And what's really notable is how it describes cannabis maybe helping to quiet both the mental chatter and the physical tension.
So it helps you, what, just sink into it more?
That's the phrase they use. Allows you to sink into a state of profound serenity.
Like melting into the moment.
Yeah,
A kind of surrender.
exactly. And this isn't just about feeling good during the meditation.
Oh.
The source kind of implies that by tapping into this deeper calm regularly, you might actually cultivate a more lasting sense of inner peace that carries over into your everyday life.
Now, for those listening, hoping for those aha moments, those little breakthroughs, this deeper calm, well, that could be the fertile ground, couldn't it? Where those insights can really take root and blossom.
That's a beautiful way to put it. Creates the space for them.
Okay. Now, let's turn our attention to something a little different but related. How this combination might affect our senses and maybe even our creativity.
Yeah, the source definitely explores that angle. How using marijuana alongside meditation might enhance your sensory perception and ignite creativity.
Ignite creativity. How's it reckon that happens?
Well, it lays out 4 ways this could potentially show up.
Well, keep us in suspense.
All right. First, heightened awareness. The idea here is that cannabis might subtly amplify your senses.
Amplify.
Yeah, help you notice the little nuances more. Sounds, smells, maybe even feelings inside your body, just with greater clarity.
Huh. Okay. Number 2.
Second, enhanced creativity. This taps into that altered state of consciousness folks sometimes mention with cannabis. It might help loosen up rigid ways of thinking.
Like breaking down some of the mental walls we put up?
That's the idea. Potentially fostering more novel, imaginative ideas, breaking out of the usual box.
Interesting. And third?
Third is increased focus. Now, this might sound counterintuitive to some.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Right. But the source notes that for some individuals, cannabis can actually help them zero in, allowing for deeper immersion in, say, creative tasks. It's very individual.
Depends on the person, the strain, maybe.
Likely all of that. And finally, fourth, inspired insights. This is kind of linked to creativity, the idea that this combination might spark moments of real clarity, profound insights, or innovative thinking.
So it's not just about chilling out then. It could be about unlocking new ways of seeing things, seeing the world, seeing yourself.
Potentially, yeah. Opening up new dimensions for self-expression, for insight.
Which leads us kind of nicely into the next point, don't it? How all this might add up to just better overall well-being.
Exactly. The source connects this practice to an enhanced sense of overall well-being and self-awareness.
Makes sense. How do they explain that link?
Well, the thinking is, you take the calming effects of cannabis, you pair it with the inward-looking nature of meditation. And that combo can lead to a more balanced, more grounded emotional state. Less reactivity, maybe?
Stands to reason. When you're feeling less stressed, more present, you're naturally going to feel better overall, feel a greater sense of well-being.
Right. And then according to the source, this enhanced well-being can translate into improved self-awareness.
Ah, okay. So feeling better helps you know yourself better.
That's the suggestion. It fosters a deeper understanding of your own thoughts, your feelings, maybe your patterns of behavior. It suggests that doing this practice consistently could lead to greater inner clarity.
Like holding a gentle lantern up to the corners of your own mind, shining a kinder light for looking inward.
Ah, that's a lovely image.
Yeah. Now, we've talked a lot about the potential positives, but we'd be doing folks a disservice if we didn't touch on the other side, the things you got to be mindful of.
Absolutely crucial. And the source dedicates a whole section to considerations and responsible use.
Great.
That doesn't shy away from it.
Good. What does it say?
Well, first off, it acknowledges that for some people, combining marijuana and meditation, it just might not be helpful. It may have negative effects on mental health or cognitive function.
Okay, that's important to hear.
And it also notes that cannabis itself can impact focus and memory. This really underscores how important individual awareness is. You got to pay attention to how it affects you.
So it ain't some magic bullet, not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing.
Definitely not.
What kind of guidance does it offer then for folks who are curious?
The big advice is to start low and gradually increase.
Yeah.
Dosage, that is. When you're first exploring this for meditation.
Start low, go slow.
Exactly. And really pay close attention to how your body, your mind responds. Listen to your own system.
Makes sense.
It also recommends maybe experimenting a bit. Different strains, different ways of consuming it. Finding what might align best with your meditation practice, if anything does.
Trial and error, but guided by real self-awareness. Knowing thyself.
Precisely. And then there's a very clear, very important warning.
Oh.
It says, flat out, it is unsafe to drive or operate heavy machinery after combining marijuana and meditation.
That's a hard stop. Non-negotiable.
Absolutely. Safety first, always. No question about it.
Right. Now, what about the potential for getting too reliant on it? Developing a dependence?
That's where that emphasis on self-awareness comes back in, real strong.
Mm-hmm.
The source urges folks to be mindful of their usage patterns. How often, how much? To set healthy boundaries for themselves.
Boundaries.
And to stay alert for any signs that it might be becoming a problem,
How?
potential dependence or addiction.
Mm.
And it encourages seeking support if you need it. Don't hesitate.
That's wise counsel indeed. Being honest with yourself.
It really is.
Okay. So, as we start to kind of draw this deep dive toward a close, where does that leave us?
Well, pulling it all together,
Yeah.
the information we've looked at today, it suggests that combining marijuana and meditation, it could offer benefits.
Yeah.
Like enhanced mindfulness, maybe reduce stress, deeper relaxation, heightened creativity,
Yeah.
those sorts of things.
Well,
But, and it's a big but, it equally stresses how important it is to approach this with real intention. Start low, like we said. Be keenly aware of how it affects you personally, and always, always prioritize responsible, safe use.
that really is the long and short of it, folks. This journey inward, see, it's a personal one, deeply personal.
Mm-hmm.
And the tools we might choose to use along the way, well, they ought to be chosen with care, with respect, both for the tool and for ourselves.
Which kind of leaves a final thought for you, listener, to maybe ponder on.
Go on.
How might the insights we've talked about today,
Yeah.
how might they inform your own unique journey toward finding greater presence, greater well-being? Just something to chew on.
That's good food for thought. Now, as we send y'all on your way from our little peaceful corner of Tennessee, we want to leave you with this. May your own path of self-discovery be filled with a gentle awareness. May you find those moments of stillness, those quiet times that reveal the deep, abiding peace that's already right there inside you. And with a warm heart, we offer up a prayer for your continued well-being, for your clarity of mind, and for your peace on the journey ahead. Y'all take good care now.